Hello friends, welcome back to Home Sense with Nell. Today I'm going to do something that I've been meaning to do for years, and that is build myself an elevated garden box. So we went to Home Depot and got all the wood that we needed according to the plans that I had purchased from Etsy. I was worried, but we were able to get all of that wood into my tiny car. This is just the beginning of the packing stages. But before we get to the tutorial, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel, Home Sense with Nell, for more DIY, product hauls, home decor, and gardening. So here we go. So we're following the Etsy instructions step by step, and step 1 and 2 are to build the crossbar supports for the planter box. So we have our 4x4 pressure treated wood, which is our supports. Those are the tall brown pieces. And then we have our pine boards that are going to go across. And we just want to make sure that everything is leveled and very strongly supported. We're putting L brackets underneath the pine in order to make it even a little bit more secure. Next, we get our level out just to make sure that everything is square before we proceed anymore, because I want to try to make sure that the finished box is as sturdy as possible. So here we've got the crossbar supports and the 6 feet long pine board supports on the horizontal side, the long side, and everything's looking pretty good. There's my handy hub spin right there. Oh, there's my other helper, my dog Omi. He always seems to come around whenever we're doing something in the yard. Okay, so now that we've got the supports laid down and screwed down, we have to lay down the bed. And since we have those 4x4s on each corner of the elevated bed, we have to cut out the corners to allow for those 4x4s to stand up. So that's what we're doing here. It was somewhat of a trial and error process because we couldn't get the measurements quite right, but finally we got it. And we're looking at the bed and it looks pretty good. It's very sturdy. It has 3 supports that are going to go underneath that plywood board that you saw. And now my husband's cutting the actual cedar fence boards, which are going to construct the sides of the flower box. So you see that. So that's one 6 foot long cedar fence board. Those cost about $2.50. And per the instructions, we're cutting each 6 foot long board into 2 pieces, and we're going to have that extra piece. I might use that for a project later. So we thought everything was going great. We had all the wood that we needed. We fixed it to the frame, and then we realized that the whole frame was upside down because there's no way the planter box portion should have been that deep. So after we realized this, we felt really stupid, but we went ahead and took the whole thing apart, flipped it upside down, or flipped it over, and screwed all the 2x4s and the 6x2s back into place. And then finally, we had the correct orientation for our box. So here we go. So this shows after we had flipped the whole frame upside down, taken off all the boards, and then reaffixed them. And this is our final product. This came out great. It is so sturdy. It is tall. We modified it to make it 40 inches tall because my husband and I are both tall. So that way we don't have to bend over so much when we are, planting or harvesting or whatever we're doing in the garden bed. So now we're just putting some extra support onto the sides of the box by screwing in those metal brackets, and then you slip the 2x4 into the bracket and screw it down. So that way, in case anybody, like, I don't know, shakes on it or tries to lean on it, it'll be extra secure. And again, I'm going to leave the information for the plans down in the notes below the video, because we purchased these plans from Etsy, I think for about $5, and they were excellent. And my family and I, we moved the planter box to the correct location. And I do have another box that I purchased off Facebook Marketplace, which was good at the time. It was a pretty good deal, but it really wasn't exactly what I wanted. It wasn't quite big enough. So that's why I was so glad to build this one. And as you can see here, my husband is stapling some fabric liner in just to make sure that the dirt doesn't leak out each time I water my garden. And these are the beginning stages of us beginning to fill the box. I'm following this square foot gardening method. So in that book, the author tells you exactly what to use to fill your square foot garden or your garden boxes or your garden beds. So I'm going to use his recipe, and after I'm done with that, I will make another video to show you how I did it and to show you what seeds I planted. Thank you for watching.